Hello and welcome to the weekly Reframe. I'm trying a new system today. Okay. I want to do things differently today because there have been happening some things in my life in the last year and a half, let's say, but I'm talking about this week now. So I decided to not address the question today and address the topic of vulnerability and authenticity, because I believe that's the best way I can really show how the work I do works. And if it works for me, I believe it can work for everybody. And I look up to the people that this work has worked for them. That gave me the courage to try, because I think that's inspiring and motivating, really knowing that somebody else had the courage and tried it. So that's why I decided to show up today with a different approach. So what I mean by that is I'm not going to address the question. I will address the question for this person because it was sent to me and I want to do it. It will be shared in a different way and obviously with everyone so everyone can see. But today what I want to explain and talk to you about is what's been happening for me. And bear with me, maybe my thoughts are going to be a little bit all over the place, and that's okay. If you consciously took the time to watch this video, which initially is about half an hour, I say well done for taking time. I know we're all super busy and our attention is very precious. I decided to go through life with self-awareness for years now. There is also an element in this approach that it's knowing that life is working for you, not to you. So removing the victim and really approaching life as everything is a gift. Even the challenges, even the people that are a pain in the ass, even the people that are causing us a reaction, they're not causing us. The reaction is always from us, and we can really learn to manage that. But and it's still always work in progress. You don't become a Zen monk. It's really understanding why am I feeling like this when this person does that. Okay. Sunday I did a breathwork session, which I sometimes do. Not often because they're quite intense and a lot comes up, and I love what always comes up because at the end of the day it's inside of me, and it's what I need to see to guide me. I used to have digestive issues with self-awareness and meditation. In my case, I love the benefits of meditation. And I used to be that person that used to find really hard sitting still. So I used to think, well, it's not working for me. I still keep getting all these thoughts, which is the misconception that we get rid of the thoughts. We don't. Since I started posting on LinkedIn, I've been wanting to show and explain this with this image that came to my mind. But I just couldn't find a way to do it with a graphic or with a photo or with a video. So I'm going to show it today because this was exactly... I'm going to come back to the breathwork. Sorry, I go off the tangent, but bear with me. Hopefully I'll edit all this and I'll give you like a 10-minute, very easy to understand video at some point. But now this is what I have. Okay, so I'm embracing my neurodivergent brain. So this is it. If I was telling my friend all about this, they'll be listening. And many times my friends listen like, oh, wow, this is amazing. So I'm gonna pretending that this is what I'm doing, telling to my friend. So it doesn't have to be polished, that's the thing. So this is what we do when we quiet the mind. Yeah, it doesn't have to be by sitting down in silence. There's so many ways, but this is what I mean. So this is snow bubble, right? And when you shake it, yeah, all these things that go like all over inside, you can't really see very well here. Let's see. But see, you can't see the image. But when you leave it still, so the little thingies, I don't know what they're called, the confetti style, they go down and they settle at the bottom. Yeah, and then you see, clearly you see the picture, magic. So it's a really good representation of our mind and our thoughts. All the confetti are our thoughts, and the image is our truth. Whatever we need to see. Life is happening for us. Everything is a gift, but we need to quiet down the noise so we can connect to our truth. Yeah, and it's unique. Many of the things and the characters in our lives, the baddies or the monsters, like I say, it's like a game and all. Even the monsters and the dragons, everyone serves a purpose if you learn how to look at it. Everything is really an opportunity for growth, evolution, and to transcend what we came here to transcend. And it's so, so, so individual and so unique. You just need to learn how to look, learn how to, this is the word, decipher the codes. It is not that complicated. What is getting in the way is the pace at which we live, which is super fast. We have no attention for anything anymore. We have no time because we want to do as much as possible because we feel that we have to get somewhere, right? And away from the version of us that we think we have to fix, because that's another problem. We start thinking that there's something wrong with us, and I include myself because I deal with that all the time, and luckily, less and less every day because I am doing the work and I'm applying everything that I've been learning. So this is where it starts the explanation why I showed up here today like this. And now I feel today, as of now, this moment at 1, on Friday, 27th of June, 2025, episode 6. I didn't write any notes today. I didn't prepare anything. I just thought I'm going to show up as I am today. And I feel amazing now. But last night I went to bed and I had argued with my partner. And in this morning, so I didn't feel well. I felt, I don't feel energetic. So I did a lot of things. Well, yeah, a lot of things. Different things. They didn't take a long time. But different things that helped me get back to myself, ground myself, be energetic again. And that's why I show up here with vulnerability and authenticity, because I also felt, well, I have to do this live, and I wasn't looking forward to it. I was dealing with a lot in my life myself, and I was doubting. I need to look after myself first. I need to be present first. I need to tackle my things first. Yeah. And in this pull in my head, do I show up? Do I not show up? What do I do? Shall I just cancel? Well, okay. I decided step by step what I was going to do. And my mind was like this snowball in the morning. It was like that. Right? So I did a few things. Tapping for about 8 minutes, yoga style poses for about 4 minutes. It was just enough to move and twist. And then I did a few things that I needed to arrange for the day. So I argued with my partner in the morning. We argued. And that put me in an even worse mood. So I had recovered a bit. And then I went, but then I thought, well, that's not going to determine how I show up in my day, right? So I went for a run because it's something that I've established now in my life, but I don't have it like as a schedule. I run Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I just run. This is the thing, consistency and discipline is really important, but for me, in my case, it doesn't work. So much structure, it doesn't feel good for me. It overwhelms me, yeah? But the key is finding what works for each of us. So I was debating whether should I go, and then I went, yes, I got. So I danced as well. I played a song and I danced. Moving to the music gave me enough momentum as well. And I know because I've been running for a long time now, that running clears my head so much. And I still haven't figured out how to record everything that comes to me, all that clarity that comes to me when I run, which is like another sort of, oh no, I didn't put this, sorry, I didn't put this. I don't know if I'm recording the voice. Anyway, I'm going to do it now. See what happens. 1 second. So when I go for a run, I get all this clarity. So my head clears. I get all the clarity like in this snow bubble, and it's like another form of keep my mind still, even though I'm moving. Yeah. So this is what I mean. You can make it work how you like. So I get all these ideas, and I haven't figured out yet how to. Sorry, I laugh about that mistake. See, now I laugh. I used to be so hard on myself. I used to beat myself so much, and now it's so funny, honestly. I was just thinking who I'm going to share it with because it's funny. And I haven't figured out a system yet to record my thoughts and everything that comes, all the insights I get when I'm running without interrupting my run, which is like, or without, like if I transcribe, all the bounciness. So if anyone knows of anything, let me know. I have tried a few things and I'm managing, but I would love something that is very, this is so enjoyable and all my thoughts are recorded. Okay, so what I was going to say about that, and I've got about 15 more minutes with all the rambling. Let's see if I manage to say everything I wanted to say. Yes, so I did a breathwork meditation. So this is how I showed up in the end. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to show up as I am with everything that's going on in my life. And I'm going to share a few things that happened this week. But I get all these gifts, messages through my meditations and my sessions, or even the people I encounter. The breathwork meditation, they guide you through a conscious breath, in through your mouth, out through your mouth. So a lot of emotion moves around the body, and that's how you release it. And then I understand where I need to head. When I don't know, I get the signs. In the breathwork, they put music and somebody guides. The music was didgeridoo. It was a drumming tune with a didgeridoo instrument. And that reminded me of this band, Jamiroquai, I used to love in the 90s, and I used to be a fan of Jamiroquai and JK, the singer. And it's funny because now 20 years later, 30 years later, I didn't even remember the name of the guy. And I used to have a crush on that guy, JK. And like how something can be so important in our lives and then we forget. Yes. Okay. Anyway, so that reminded me of that song. And as I'm in this session, the song that came up was When You're Gonna Learn. When you're gonna learn, stop it going on. And I didn't remember any of the lyrics. I tried and I said, no, that's the message. Well, when you're gonna learn. When are you gonna learn? That I've been seeing the message for me. My message is to trust myself more, to embrace all the parts of me. And this applies to everyone pretty much. But I mean, for me, it was very, very clear recently. Work and abundance and money comes from enjoyment, little cloud. Doesn't come from being a high achiever, proving yourself, hard work, sacrifice. That's how I've done it for 30 years. I started working when I was 15. And now that's the message for me. It's been coming up. And I've been ignoring it because I started this business only, in August last year, less than a year. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of clarity to be gained. And I've been doing amazing. And in my life, I've been dealing with a lot. And we all deal with a lot because we are dealing with what we need to face to transcend what we came here to transcend. So accept it, embrace it, have the courage to face that. If you've been following, you know a little bit more. I'm not going to go into that now. There was a lot, but I took the courage to say, bring it on. I'm going to see. And every monster in the game of my life in the last year, I've been facing, tackling, I don't know how to say killing, overcoming, defeating. Yes. And now, this week, through that breathwork session, I thought, that's it, Clau. When are you going to learn? Stop. Because, I'm starting a business and I'm like, why I'm not full of clients now, guiding them, helping them with what has worked and for me and for a lot of people. because I'm still tempted to, I'll get a job, maybe I'll get a part-time job, because the fear of not having enough money to survive, it's valid, right? But it's something I realized since I lost my job in January last year. It's been 18 months. A lot of work I've been doing to face life in a different way, which is what I said to myself. I'm going to face life in a different way. Trust and surrender that I am supportive and I'm resourceful, and that is massive. And I've been doing a lot of work on that, and I give kudos to myself for that. But there is always more to trust and surrender, which doesn't mean giving up or resigning. I always say it. It means, if for me the message is to know that if I do what I love doing, which is also helping people, which is giving hope, also bringing joy into people's lives, because if I'm positioning myself as a role model as well in the way I'm doing my work, I'm saying, look, it doesn't matter how your life started, you can turn your life around, which is my case. Yeah. It doesn't mean that this work only works for people that had a difficult beginning, yeah. But it's my case, so I can speak through my story, yeah. And I'm not trying to persuade anyone, and I'm not trying to convince anyone. All I'm trying to say is it can be done. And so, with that message, I carried on through my week, and more challenges appeared, and yes, one of the key messages from this week was that I still suppress the parts of me that, why I'm not getting clients, going back to that, and it's related to this. I'm still suppressing to the shadow, and then if you are curious, if you don't know, I don't have time because we have 8 minutes, but Google shadow work, Carl Jung shadow work. The shadow is this part that we suppress, the things that we don't want, we don't like, they embarrass us, we don't want to admit or to be seen with that aspect of us. But also in the shadow it lies our brilliance as well, like the talent. And what I realized this week is that I was still suppressing the part of me that was diagnosed bipolar. So I had this diagnosis of bipolar at 27, so 20 years ago. And I believed that. I believed the diagnosis. It was undeniable that I had symptoms. Just to make it short, because I have 7 minutes, I was in hyper alert mode. I had depressive episodes and mood cycles, and also I had very high energy and enthusiasm, and I've always wanted to create things and do things and travel. That, with a history of undiagnosed bipolar, suicide in the family, it was a no-brainer for the doctor. You have this, and that got me very scared for years. That kept me very scared, because it's like, oh, I have this, I'm not going to challenge the doctors. And so this week I realized I'm going to embrace that I am a bit crazy, that I'm a bit beautiful crazy, like we all are. Even Steve Jobs said about the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels. So, and he gave us permission. He gave us permission, not other than him, with everything that he created. So yeah, why I was still hiding that? Not consciously, because I already said it publicly that I had this diagnosis, but I'm not embracing this craziness of mine. And I go for a run, and I started like this, and I'm running and I'm dancing as I run, and I'm singing, and the people are walking the dog in the park where I run. I don't care anymore. I used to care so much what people used to think about me. That was painful, and the overthinking was unhealthy. So now I don't care. Look, if I'm happy and I'm running and I'm singing as I run, you imagine how I might sound with headphones and singing. Yeah, so what? Yeah. So yeah, that craziness, embracing that is what's opening. I believe that's gonna open now more to the real me, because I was not trying in a bad way. I wasn't aware that I was still suppressing that. So how I show up is, yeah, I've got it all figured out. Because you know what? The underlying fear was that because with bipolar was associated unreliable, unstable, crazy, moody, irritable. It's no wonder I wanted nothing to do with it. And it took me more than this week to realize there were some signs over these months that I was ignoring, that I wasn't embracing that bipolar. But just for the ones that I've been saying this a lot, I worked with therapists, particular therapy, and I'm not saying that's the only one, but I don't take medication for 3 years. I haven't had a depressive episode. So basically, my bipolar symptoms disappeared, right? I'm not saying, and this is, I know I have to be very careful with this, but I don't care now anymore. I share my truth. Yeah, because what I mean is some people might come and say, yeah, but it's a medical condition. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. I know what has worked for me. Yeah, I don't have bipolar symptoms anymore. Now I understand that my brain is different, works different, and it's something to embrace. I didn't want to go down the route of the rabbit hole of learning a lot about ADHD or even, but I do keep it, like I ask for my referral. I don't want to let it define me like the bipolar defined me for 20 years. So I'm learning, yeah, and I'm embracing that I know for a fact that I have a diverse brain. But what I want to say about that as well, I don't have enough time now. I'm going to go directly to the thank you, and maybe I'll do another video. There you go. Precious Michelo, Leti Arevalo, Kasha Gawelko, Tasha Herold. These are the ones that bring light and uplifting energy and beautiful messages. And I'm sharing this because appreciation and gratitude, honestly, is the best thing we can do to pull ourselves up from a moment where we are down, where we think things are not working. See, honestly, we can really change our lives by changing how we think, how we feel. First of all, having clarity. And then the two other people I want to thank are my current client, because I have only one client, and this is something else I want to share. This is the part where I've been distracted and thinking, well, I need money, yes, we're all working, we all need money. But what I'm learning me now is, Claudia, you don't make money anymore from effort. That's not your way. I know how, and I'm gonna do it. I'm not sharing this now because I'm going through things that I'm not prepared to share. And this is the part. Sorry, this is gonna be a couple of more minutes because I remembered. This is real vulnerability now. There is a misunderstanding, and I used to think as well, oh, vulnerability is sharing or oversharing everything you're going through, and that's not it. What it is really sharing what you feel comfortable sharing, yeah, from your own truth, yeah. And now I have discernment to know when to share publicly and what to share publicly. So when I decide that I'm going to be ready to share the magic that has been happening in my life through highs and lows and through these monsters and challenges that were an amazing opportunity for me to see, right? It will be amazing. I'm not ready to share some of the things yet, and I'll tell you what, because it's a public forum, right? It's public, and there are cynics, and there are people that don't see it this way, and that's absolutely fine. Everyone can see it the way they want. But I don't want any comments on my feed. I'm not going to explain myself or justify myself, but if I'm posting something, I'm reading, I need to read, go through the comments, scan them. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to read this one because the negative, the cynics, because no. So I prefer not to share yet, because that's a distraction, that's going to be hard work for me. So why would I put myself through that, right? And also the main reason, those comments, if I were to do it now, those comments might put off some people that believe in this work or are starting to believe, that they can change their lives, as many people did. It's by not following what society tells you. Go get a job, work 9 to 5 until you retire, suffer all your life, go and drink, overeat, soothe yourself until you are 65, and then your life starts. That's exactly what I realized years ago that I didn't want to do, and I ended up doing it because maybe I was reading these messages. Yeah, see, nah, it's not working. So that's why also I'm not sharing everything yet. So going back, to finish now. I want to thank that client, the current client I have, because he allows me to share and guide him, and also because I see the results through him, and I absolutely love the transformation he's going through. And it's on my website if you want to check it. I have a new website, but I will share that another time. So yes, it's beautiful knowing that even if it's only one, that one client is helping me to know that what I offer works. Is the evidence. Yeah. So I'm saying this for everyone that's starting a business or started a business last year and things are not getting traction. Just say yet. Just trust. Just trust and be authentic. That's the topic for the two topics for today: authenticity and vulnerability. Look for the evidence. There is evidence. The problem is that we are trying to find evidence the old way, the old story we used to believe. For example, for me, I need to make money by sacrificing, by pushing harder, all these stories. And if I decide to change the way I approach life, and I really pay attention, I had to do this exercise to look back when I was doubting myself. I think, yes, I'm not making money through my business. I'm not having clients. Okay. But then I went, but all this money came through me this year in ways that I couldn't have imagined, because that's the thing. We don't think about the how. That's the old way. And my last appreciation is for the father of my son and my partner for 11 years, who I'm separated from. And even though, I'm going to put it this way, yeah, the person that maybe you thought is causing you all the suffering, which is not, just remove the you, me, they do me, they make me, not remove that. That person is giving you really a gift to show you where you're hurting. Yeah, because exactly, they hold the mirror to show you where you're hurting. Yeah, why you're not trusting yourself yet. Yeah, and a lot comes up in a lot of awareness, and a lot comes up for me. But I want to thank him as well, because despite the friction, the difficulties in the relationship, we are separating, divorcing amicably, which is amazing, because without self-awareness, unfortunately and sadly, many marriages would have ended in dispute, in courts, lots of lawyers' fees. And not only that, it's not only about money, which also causes a lot of pain, because then we need to work more to earn more. Think about the damage you do to each other, the damage you do to your children. So even though the difficulties, everything that he's been showing me, it was a gift for me to know that I need to work on this. So thank you. I hope I've not spoken for 35 minutes and the voice didn't record. So we'll see. I'll say it all again, no problem. Okay, have a nice weekend. I hope this has helped. And yeah, so this is going to be the format from now on. I'm not going to do it at 1 o'clock live. Because I'm traveling next week, so I'm gonna be coming on and really sharing what's going on for me. And yeah, and if I get questions, I'm gonna be sharing them as well from this perspective. I think it feels much more natural this way. Thank you. Bye.